recyclable material risks ending up in landfill or dangerous stockpiles in New South Wales when China shuts down imports of foreign waste at the beginning of the new year, the waste industry has warned. From January the 1st, the superpower will stop accepting certain plastics and mixed paper waste and will only accept cardboard less than 0.5% contaminated by other materials, as part of an environmental drive outlined by President-elect Jipig. Waste companies in New South Wales are concerned the end of the Chinese market would strain local businesses by leaving them with no affordable options to recycle. Nathan Ung, a manager at Polytrade Recycling in Western Sydney, said the crackdown would prove very costly and make it harder to do business. It's a lot cheaper to put it on a container than to put it on a truck to go interstate, Mr. Ung said. Without millions of dollars of investment in the industry, he said he could not see local markets absorbing the demand. We're not magicians, the head of the Waste Contractors and Recyclers Association, Tony Cowrie said, predicting material could end up being trucked out of New South Wales or in landfill if no solution were found. Under New South Wales law, recycling centres have caps on how much waste they can keep on site and must shift it within 12 months. Mr. Cowrie said the Environment Protection Authority should temporarily allow recycling centres to stockpile more waste, giving government time to explore incentives such as subsidies, grants or mandated purchases of recycled goods. Waste giant Viscounty has also warned China's decision would help produce a glut of recyclable materials with no home. In a submission to a Senate inquiry into waste in October, Viscounty said a plummeting price for the materials could lead to operators scaling back or collapsing as waste ended up in landfills. The impacts of the China ban are already being experienced, with stockpiling of product in the hope that prices will improve, Viscounty said. This excessive stockpiling is an environmental hazard and significantly increases the risk of fires. A fire at a Victorian recycling centre burned for a week this year, while another in Western Sydney took more than 100 firefighters to control. In its submission to the Senate inquiry, local government New South Wales said councils were in a bind because they have limited control over domestic or international markets for recycled materials. The peak body urged the federal government to intervene to create real and productive domestic markets. But Environment Minister Josh Frydenberg has said in a statement this month waste management and recycling is primarily the responsibility of state, territory and local governments. A spokeswoman for the New South Wales EPA said the watchdog would hold a meeting early in the new year to develop an action plan. Any changes to current waste management policies would be developed after the EPA's analysis of the potential impacts and include engagement with waste associations, industry and local government, she said. A spokesman for the Office of Local Government referred questions to the EPA. Jason LaFaber, a director of JK Plastics Recycling, said while the bans would encourage his business to recycle more in Australia, previous restrictions had already diverted waste to other international markets.